The station was quiet, but not peaceful. Far from any planet, the human outpost floated like a small metal island in the dark. Its hallways were clean. Its lights were soft. Most of the crew were asleep. Only machines worked, humming in steady rhythms. Then the lights turned red. A sharp alarm started to speak in a flat voice. Warning. Unknown lifeform detected. Level 3 lockdown. Doors clicked shut. Panels flashed. Cameras moved and searched. The station was awake now, and it was afraid. In the security room, 2 guards stared at the main screen. A tall shadow moved at the edge of a storage hall camera. It was not clear. It was not normal. The shape was big, wide, and heavy. An orc, one guard whispered. His hands tightened on his rifle. It has to be. Orcs don't come alone, the other guard said. His voice shook. And they don't come to ask. The intercom cracked with more voices. Officers started to run. Boots hit the floor. A station that was built for research and trade became a place of fear in seconds. Noah Reyes heard the alarm from his small cabin. He sat up in bed, blinking into the red light that came through his door frame. He listened. The words unknown lifeform did not mean much at first. There were many strange things in space. But the tone in the alarm was different. This was not a drill. He got up fast. He pulled on his jacket and shoes. He did not grab a gun. He only took a small sealed food box from his shelf. It was a basic meal, warm protein strips, water gel, and 2 bread packs. Nothing special, but enough to keep someone alive. His roommate, a young engineer, looked up from a tablet. Noah, where are you going? Security said stay in your room. Noah's eyes stayed calm. Something is inside, he said. If it is hungry, I can help. You can't help an orc, the engineer whispered. They eat people. Noah did not answer. He left the cabin and walked into the hallway. The red lights painted his face. The station speakers kept repeating the warning. But Noah moved like he had already made his choice. As he walked, he saw crew members peeking from behind doors. Some were holding tools like weapons. Others were crying. In a corner, a medic sat on the floor, hugging her knees. Noah turned a corner near storage bay C. A metal door was half closed. A small strip of light showed inside. Noah stopped. The air felt colder here. The station's heating system was trying to slow whatever was moving. Cold was a weapon too. Behind the door, there was a sound. Not a roar, not a growl. A breath. Slow. Hurt. Like someone trying not to make noise. Noah looked at the small panel beside the door. He typed a code and opened it just enough to slip through. The door sighed and closed behind him. Inside the storage bay, boxes were stacked high. The red emergency light made long shadows. A broken crate lay on the floor with plastic wrappers scattered around it. Someone had been searching for food. Noah lifted the food box in his hand so it was easy to see. He took one step forward, and then another. Hello, he said, keeping his voice soft. Silence. Then something moved behind the crates. A tall shape rose, slow and careful. 2 eyes reflected the red light. A large body filled the space, but it did not rush him. It stayed back, breathing hard. It was an orc. She was bigger than Noah by a head, with gray-green skin and strong arms. But she looked wrong for a warrior. Her shoulders were not proud. They were tight with pain. One of her arms was pressed against her side. Dark blood stained the cloth around her ribs. Her face was not angry. It was tired. Her lips were dry. Her eyes did not look like a hunter's eyes. They looked like someone lost. For a moment, Noah did not move. The stories he heard were in his mind. Orc raids, orc ships, orc teeth. But the real orc in front of him did not match the stories. Her voice came out low and weak. Can I eat with you? She asked. The words were simple, broken, and careful, like she had practiced them. Noah felt his throat tighten. He expected a threat. He expected the orc to demand. Instead, she asked like a child asking for mercy. He slowly sat down on the cold floor. He did not take his eyes off her, but he also did not stare like she was a monster. Yes, he said. You can. Sit. Eat slow. He opened the food box. The smell of warm protein filled the air. The orc's nose flared. Her eyes widened for a second. Hunger took over her fear. She stepped forward, but her legs shook. When she sat, the movement made her wince. She tried to hide her pain, but she failed. Her pride was thin, and her body was worse. Noah pushed the food box toward her with both hands. No sudden moves. No signs of attack. Only an offer. The orc hesitated. Then her hands reached out. They were large and rough. One finger had a broken nail. She opened the box with trembling hands. She ate too fast at first, then stopped and forced herself to slow down, remembering Noah's words. She chewed, swallowed, and breathed. Her eyes filled with water, but she did not wipe it away. Noah watched her closely. He looked for hidden weapons. He looked for signs of a trap, but he saw only hunger and hurt. "What is your name?" he asked. She swallowed again. "Raka," she said. Noah nodded. "I'm Noah." Raka looked at the food like it might disappear. "Human, why?" she asked. "You not shoot." Noah kept his voice steady. "Because you asked," he said, "and because you are bleeding." Raka's jaw tightened. She touched her ribs. "I run," she whispered. "They hunt." "Who hunts you?" Noah asked. Raka looked past him toward the ceiling, like she could see through the metal and into the dark outside. "Quiet hunters," she said. "Not orc, not human. Empire knives." Noah had heard rumors. Some empires use special agents, silent killers made for capturing targets alive. If Raka was being hunted by those, then she carried something important. Noah's eyes dropped to her neck. There was a small metal point under her skin, near the collar line, like a thin needle. It was not natural. It was not jewelry. It looked like a tracking device. Raka noticed his gaze. She raised her hand fast, like to cover it, then stopped. Her energy was low. Fear showed in her face. "No touch," she said. "It called them." Noah's heart beat harder. "It's a beacon," he said quietly. Raka nodded. "Yes." I try pull out. Too deep. Hurt. Call them faster. Noah leaned back slightly. He did not reach for her. He did not want to scare her. "Okay," he said. "We won't touch it yet." Outside the storage bay, the station security team was moving. On the other side of the door, a captain's voice echoed through the hall. "Target confirmed. Orc inside storage C. Prepare stun rounds." Noah's wrist device vibrated with messages. "Reyes, return to your room." Then another. "Reyes, do not engage. This is an order." Noah turned his wrist device off. Raka paused mid-bite. Her ears caught the sound of boots and weapons. She froze like a wounded animal. "They come," she whispered. "I know," Noah said. He stood slowly and looked around the room. There was a narrow service hatch behind the crates, used for moving cables and pipes. Not meant for people, but big enough if someone was desperate. Noah pointed. "Can you move?" he asked. Raka looked at the hatch, then at Noah. Her eyes were sharp now, even through pain. "If I move, you die," she said. "They shoot you for help, orc." Noah felt a cold anger in his chest, not at her, but at how easy fear could turn people cruel. "They won't shoot me," he said, but he was not fully sure. Raka pushed the last piece of food into her mouth and forced herself up. Her knees shook. She held her side and took a slow breath. Noah stepped closer, careful. "Lean on me," he said. Raka stared at him. For a second, she looked like she might refuse. Then she did something Noah did not expect. She leaned on him. Her weight was heavy. Her body was warm despite the cold air. Noah felt how thin she was under the muscle. Hunger had taken more than food from her. It had taken her strength. They moved behind the crates. Noah opened the service hatch. It was dark inside. Pipes and wires ran through it. A small fan made a low noise. Raka crawled in first, then Noah followed. They were halfway in when the storage bay door slammed open. Bright white lights cut through the red. 3 guards rushed inside with rifles raised. Behind them, Captain Harlan stepped in, face hard like stone. "Hands up!" a guard shouted. Noah did not turn around. He kept pushing forward, pulling the hatch closed behind him with a soft click. In the tight, dark space, Raka breathed fast. Noah could feel her shaking. Then the station alarm changed. A deeper tone. A more serious warning. Alert, the speaker said. Second life form detected. Unauthorized movement near reactor core. Captain Harlan's voice echoed through the storage bay, now full of fear again. Second life form? What do you mean second? Noah's blood turned cold. Raka's eyes widened in the dark. She grabbed Noah's sleeve with sudden strength. Not second, she whispered. First hunter. Now they're here. And somewhere far below them, near the reactor, something silent moved through the station like a knife through smoke. The service tunnel was tight, dark, and cold. Metal pressed close on both sides. Wires brushed Noah's shoulder. A thin fan pushed stale air through the space, but it was not enough. The smell of oil, dust, and hot electronics filled Noah's nose. Raka crawled in front of him. She moved like a wounded animal, quiet, careful, and stubborn. Every few seconds she paused, pressing one hand to her ribs, breathing through pain. Noah stayed close behind, one hand on the tunnel wall, the other ready to steady her if she slipped. Behind them, voices echoed from storage bay C. Seal the bay. Captain Harlan shouted. Search every crate. She can't vanish. A guard replied, We lost her on camera. She's in the vents. Noah kept crawling. He did not look back. Looking back would not help. Moving forward was the only thing that mattered. The station alarm repeated the new message. Second life form detected. Unauthorized movement near reactor core. That was not Raka. Noah felt his throat tighten. The reactor was the heart of the station. If someone reached it, the whole outpost could die. Raka stopped at a junction where the tunnel split. She tilted her head, listening. Her breathing slowed. Her eyes became sharp. They are quiet, she whispered. They don't run. They don't shout. They wait. Who are they? Noah asked, keeping his voice low. Raka swallowed. Empire knives, she said again. Hunt teams. They take. They erase. Noah had heard rumors about agents like that. Not soldiers. Not pirates. Something worse. People trained to move without sound and leave no proof behind. Noah pointed down the left path. Where does that go? Raka made a small hand sign, like counting in her head. Med bay side, she whispered. And crew rooms. And the right. Reactor, Raka said. Too close. Noah's stomach dropped. If the hunter was near the reactor, then the station was already in danger. They crawled right. As they moved, the tunnel grew warmer. The reactor area always leaked heat through layers of metal. The air also became louder, low hums, deep vibrations, the steady heartbeat of power moving through the station. Noah's wrist device, turned off before, suddenly blinked. It had auto-emergency on. A short message flashed. Station security, all personnel locked down. Hostile confirmed. Noah shut it again. Raka saw the light and flinched. No light, she hissed. They see heat. They see pulse. Light helps them. Noah nodded, even though she could not see it. He kept moving. They reached a narrow grill that looked out into a maintenance room. Noah pushed it open a little and peeked through. The room was empty at first. Pipes ran along the walls. A ladder led down to a lower level. A small repair drone sat on a charging pad, silent and still. The space looked safe. Then Noah noticed something that made his blood turn cold. A guard was lying on the floor near the far door. He was on his side, helmet half off. His eyes were open, but he did not blink. There was no blood, no gunshot, no fight. Only a thin dark mark on his neck, like a small needle point. Noah pulled back fast. Raka saw his face. Dead! Noah nodded. No noise, he whispered. No mess. Raka's jaw tightened. Knife team, she said. They take him quiet. They move on. Noah's mind raced. If a hunter could drop a guard without sound, then the station security teams were walking into a trap right now. A loud voice crackled from a nearby speaker. Captain Harlan again. All squads, converge on reactor access. We have another intruder. That was exactly what the hunter wanted. Noah clenched his fists. They are being pulled into one place, he whispered. Like bait. Raka looked at him, confused. Bait! Noah kept his voice simple. A trick, he said. The hunter wants humans to gather. Easier to kill. Easier to take you. Raka's eyes narrowed. She understood fear. She understood traps. She just had different words for them. They will come for me, she said, because of this. She touched the skin near her neck where the tracking needle sat today. Noah swallowed. We need to get that out, he said. Raka shook her head fast. Not here. Not now. If you cut wrong, I die. Noah's mind reached for one place. Medbay. Tools. Lights. Proper care. But Medbay would be locked down, and it might already be unsafe. Noah looked again through the grill. The maintenance room door led to a service corridor that connected to the reactor ring. If they moved carefully, they might get ahead of the security squads and warn them, or at least avoid them. He made a choice. Okay, he whispered. We move. Slow. Quiet. Raka hesitated. Her eyes held both fear and something else. Respect, maybe. Humans were not meant to do this. Humans were not meant to crawl through metal tunnels with a hunted orc. But Noah was doing it anyway. They slipped out. Noah stepped down into the room first, careful not to make the floor creak. The air smelled like hot metal and coolant. Raka climbed down after him, landing with a soft thud that made her wince. Noah pointed to the dead guard. We don't touch, he whispered. Raka nodded. Her gaze stayed on the far door. She stood very still, listening. A sound came from the hallway. Not footsteps. A soft click, then a pause, then another click. Like someone testing a door lock. Raka's eyes widened. She grabbed Noah's sleeve and pulled him behind a pipe stack. Her hand was heavy but controlled. Noah's heart hammered so loud he felt sure the hunter could hear it. The door to the maintenance room opened. A figure stepped inside. It was not an orc. Not human. It was tall, thin, and covered in dark armor that looked like it drank the light. The helmet had no bright visor, only a smooth faceplate with small dim sensors. The figure moved with perfect balance, like gravity was optional. It looked at the dead guard, then at the repair drone, then slowly turned its head, scanning the room. Noah held his breath. Raka's body tensed. Her hand slipped toward her belt. Empty. She had no weapon, only hunger and pain. The hunter did not rush. It did not panic. It took one slow step, then another, moving toward the pipes where Noah and Raka hid. Noah's mind screamed, run. But running would make noise. Noise would make death. He looked around for anything he could use. His eyes landed on the repair drone charger. A small power cable ran from the charger into a wall port. The cable was thick, rubber-coated, strong. Noah reached very slowly, inch by inch, and pulled the cable free. A tiny spark snapped. Raka's eyes flashed anger. She wanted to scold him, but she stayed silent. The hunter paused. Its head tilted. It listened. Noah squeezed his eyes shut for a second. He forced his breathing to slow. He forced his hands not to shake. Then he did something that felt stupid, but it was all he had. He tossed a small metal bolt from the floor, just a tiny piece, toward the far corner of the room. The bolt hit metal with a sharp ting. The hunter's head snapped toward the sound. It moved, fast now, not running, but gliding, crossing the room in seconds toward the corner. Noah grabbed Raka's arm. Now, he mouthed. They slipped out from behind the pipes and moved toward the door the hunter had entered. Raka limped. Her pain slowed her. Noah held her tighter, half carrying her. They reached the doorway. Then Raka froze. Noah followed her gaze. On the wall near the door, carved into the metal, was a symbol, fresh, deep, and sharp. It looked like 3 lines crossing a circle. Raka's face went pale. No, she whispered without sound. Noah's voice was barely air. What is it? Raka swallowed hard. Mark, she said. It means claim. Noah's skin prickled. Claim. Raka's eyes filled with fear. They mark what they will take, she whispered. They marked this station. The hunter behind them made a soft sound, almost like a sigh. It had found nothing in the corner. It turned back slowly. Noah pulled Raka through the door into the corridor. The hallway lights were still red, but here, Near the reactor ring, the air was brighter and warmer. Warning sign flashed. Doors were sealed in layers. From ahead, human voices echoed. Security squads moving in. From behind, the hunter stepped into the doorway of the maintenance room. It did not chase right away. It watched. Then it lifted one hand and tapped the wall once, right beside the carved symbol. The gesture felt calm, like a promise. A speaker above the hall crackled. Not the station alarm. Not Captain Harlan. A new voice. Cold. Smooth. Not human. Return the orc, the voice said, in perfect basic English. And you may keep your station. Noah felt Racker's grip tighten on his arm. And then the voice added something worse. You have 1 hour. Noah looked down the corridor toward the security squads. They were coming fast, rifles ready, angry and scared. He looked back at the hunter's dark helmet. The unexpected war had started, and it did not care who was right or wrong. It only cared who would break first. The corridor near the reactor ring felt like a throat that could close at any moment. Red lights blinked. Heavy doors stood shut in layers. Heat from the reactor pressed through the walls, warm and dry, like a warning. Noah kept Racker moving, step by step. She leaned on him more now. Her ribs hurt with every breath. Her skin was cold with sweat. Behind them, the hunter did not rush. That was the worst part. It acted like time was already on its side. Ahead, human voices grew louder. Contact, someone shouted. There, by the reactor access. A team of 5 guards turned the corner. Their rifles snapped up fast. Their faces were hard with fear. Noah raised his empty hands right away. Stop, he called. It's me. Captain Harlan pushed through the group. His jaw was tight. Reyes, he snapped. Step away. Now. Racker lifted her head. The red light caught her eyes. She looked like a giant shadow behind Noah. A guard flinched and aimed high at her chest. She's hurt, Noah said. She asked for food. She is not attacking. Harlan's voice was sharp. You cannot know that. Noah kept his tone steady, simple. There's another intruder, he said. A quiet one. It killed a guard with no noise. It marked the station. It gave us 1 hour. The guards hesitated. Fear moved through them like a cold wind. 1 hour. Reactor. Marked. Those words hit them harder than orc. Harlan stared at Noah. What proof do you have? Noah opened his mouth to answer, but the station speaker interrupted. The cold, smooth voice returned. 58 minutes. A silence fell in the corridor. Even the guard stopped breathing for a moment. Racker's hand slid up to her neck, over the hidden needle in her skin. Her eyes flicked to Noah, then to the humans around them. She could feel their hate and fear. It was thick in the air. Harlan pointed his rifle. Bring her in, he ordered. We will lock her down. We will trade her. We will live. Racker stiffened. She tried to stand tall, but pain bent her. Trade, she whispered, tasting the word like poison. Noah stepped forward half a step, blocking the rifle line without meaning to. If we give her away, he said, we teach that voice it can control us. Harlan's eyes narrowed. And if we don't, we all die. Noah did not answer right away. He looked at Racker. She was shaking, but she did not beg. She looked tired of begging. She looked like someone who had already learned what trade really meant. Racker pulled her hand away from her neck and spoke, low and rough. I run because I saw truth, she said. Harlan scoffed. Truth? From an orc. Noah turned to Harlan. Let her speak, he said. 30 seconds. Harlan's lips pressed into a thin line. He looked at his team, then at the sealed doors and red lights. He hated this, but time forced him to listen. Talk, he said. Racker took a slow breath. Her simple English broke in places, but her meaning was clear. My clan was not rich, she began. Not strong like Empire. We live on Rockworld. We farm fungus. We hunt small beasts. We fight only when need. The guards watched her closely. Some still aimed, but a few lowered their rifles a little, just from confusion. This orc did not sound like a raider. She sounded like a person. Racker's eyes went far away, like she was looking through the metal walls into old days. Empire came, she said. They bring gifts first. Food packs, metal tools, medicine. They say, join us. We protect you. Her jaw tightened. Then gifts stop. Orders start. Noah listened, his face still. He could picture it. Empires always use the same steps. Help, then control. Kindness, then chains. They take our young, Raka said. Train them. Put them in armor. Say, you are warriors now. You earn honor. One guard muttered, propaganda. Raka nodded once, like she agreed. Yes, she said. They make us frontline. First to land. First to die. She swallowed. Her throat worked like it hurt to speak. They tell us orcs are monsters, she went on. They say, be a monster. Fear is your weapon. Her eyes dropped. Some of us did. Some of us lost ourselves. The corridor stayed silent except for the reactor hum. Noah saw a small change in one guard's face, a tiny crack in the old story. Monsters did not talk like this. Monsters did not look ashamed. Raka lifted her head again. I was a soldier, she said. I fought. I did bad things. I follow orders. I thought, no choice. She held her ribs and breathed through pain. Noah steadied her. Then one day, she said, we take a human ship. Small. A trader ship. Not warship. Harlan's eyes sharpened. You attack humans. Raka did not deny it. Yes, she said. We board. We scare. We take supplies. The captain of my unit says, we eat the prisoners. Show fear. A murmur ran through the guards. Hands tightened on triggers. Noah felt his stomach twist, but he kept his eyes on Raka. This was the moment where truth decided everything. Raka's voice dropped. I could not, she said. One guard snapped, liar. Raka looked at him, not angry, just tired. You want me to be monster, she said. Easy story. But listen. She lifted her hand, showing a scar across her palm. I fought my own captain, she said. I stop him. I cut his hand. I free prisoners. The guard stared. Harlan's mouth opened slightly, then closed again. Raka's eyes became wet, but her voice stayed firm. I was punished, she said. They call me weak. They call me traitor. She touched the hidden needle in her neck again. They put this in me, she said. To track. To hunt. Noah nodded slowly. A leash, he whispered. Raka looked at him. Yes, she said. A leash. Harlan's voice was low now. Why did you come here? Raka's face tightened. She hesitated. Her eyes flicked to the sealed reactor doors, then back to Noah. She seemed to decide something in that moment. I stole something, she said. The guard shifted. Rifles rose again. Noah kept his tone soft. What did you steal? Raka swallowed hard. Data, she said. Empire weapon plan. It kills worlds. Harlan barked a short laugh. Every war has a world killer story. Raka's eyes snapped toward him, sharp like a blade. Not story, she said. I saw it. Her breathing became faster. Fear pushed her words out. They call it a sunbox, she said. Small box. Big burn. It makes starfire in air. It eats ships. It eats cities. No shield stops. Noah's skin went cold. He did not like the name. Sunbox sounded simple. That was what made it scary. Raka continued. Empire makes it secret. Only knife teams know. Only high leaders know. I was in wrong room. I heard. I saw map. A map? Noah asked. Raka nodded. Targets, she said. First targets of fear. She looked down, then forced herself to say it. Earth, she whispered. The word fell into the corridor like a stone. Noah felt the guards around him react. Some had never seen Earth, but they knew it. It was home. It was a symbol of humans. The heart. Harlan's face changed. His anger turned into something else. Shock, then cold focus. If that is true, Harlan said slowly, we can't trade you. We need what you stole. Raka's lips curled in bitter pain. Now you listen, she said, because danger touched you. Noah felt a sharp sting behind his eyes. She was right. People cared when fear reached their own door. A sudden buzz cut through the air. Noah's wrist device lit up by itself. An emergency file transfer request flashed, like the station system detected foreign code nearby. On a wall panel, the lights changed. A small screen turned on without anyone touching it. Lines of symbols scrolled fast, then stopped. A map appeared. A star map. One point blinked bright. Not just any point. It was labeled in clear basic English, Earth System. The station speaker spoke again, calm and cruel. 51 minutes. Raka's face went pale. No, she whispered. Data waking. Beacon waking. Noah stared at the map, then at Raka's neck. The needle is not just tracking you, he realized. It's trying to send the data. Harlan stepped closer, voice tight. Can you stop it? Raka shook her head, panic rising. Needle is key, she said. It unlock. It scream. Noah looked around fast. We need medbay, he said. We need tools. Harlan's eyes went hard. Medbay is locked, and if that hunter is still inside. A deep thud shook the corridor floor. Not an explosion. A heavy door somewhere, far away, opening the wrong way. Then another sound, soft, like metal being cut. Raka's eyes widened. Knife team, she whispered. They opened doors like paper. Noah's heart slammed in his chest. They are moving, he said. Harlan raised his hand. All squads. He ordered into his radio, voice sharp now. Fall back from reactor. Form a ring. Protect medbay. We have a priority target and a ticking threat. The guards moved fast, finally acting like a trained unit. Noah helped Raka forward. As they rushed down the corridor, Noah glanced back one last time. Far behind them, at the edge of the red-lit hallway, a shape stood in silence. Dark armor. Smooth helmet. No sound. The hunter watched them go, like a patient predator. Then it lifted one hand and tapped the wall again. A second carve mark appeared, fresh, deep, and clean. And under it, in perfect basic English, 3 words appeared on the wall screen, typed by no human hand. We will take her. Noah swallowed hard. Raka leaned closer, voice shaking. I did not run from war, she whispered. I ran from death. Noah's face hardened. Outside, in the empty dark, something big was coming. And inside, the unexpected war was already in their hallways. The medbay doors were sealed. A red line glowed across the frame, and the panel kept flashing, lockdown active. Noah stood with Raka in the narrow hallway outside, surrounded by guards. Captain Harlan paced once, then stopped and slammed his fist on the wall. Open it, he growled at the station AI. A calm machine voice replied, Medbay lockdown is active due to biorisk. Harlan's jaw tightened. Biorisk? We have a hunter in the station. Noah looked at Raka. She was pale under the red light. Her eyes were fighting to stay open. The tracking needle in her neck was not visible unless you looked close, but Noah could feel it in his mind like a ticking bomb. Raka pressed a hand to her ribs and breathed shallow. Needle, scream soon, she whispered. The speaker above them crackled. The cold voice came again. 4 to 4 minutes. Some guards flinched like the voice had slapped them. One of them, a young man with wide eyes, whispered, It's counting down like a game. It is a game, Harlan said. A game where we lose. He turned toward Noah. Reyes, he snapped, you keep acting like we can win this with kindness. We can't. We hand her over. We live. Raka's head lifted at the words. For a second her eyes flashed anger. Noah stepped forward. Captain, he said, simple and steady, if we trade her now, the hunter learns one thing. Harlan stared. What? That humans can be pushed, Noah said, that we break fast. Then next time it will ask for more. A guard behind Harlan muttered, or we die now and prove we're brave. Noah turned his head slightly. Dead is not brave, he said. Dead is dead. Harlan's face went hard. And what is your plan, Reyes? Noah looked at the medbay door, then at the hallway around them. He saw cameras. He saw vents. He saw service panels. He saw the station's layout in his mind like a map. He spoke carefully, using short words. "We need two things," he said. "We remove the needle, and we catch the hunter, or at least slow it." Harlan laughed once, sharp and cold. "Catch it? With what? This is a research station, not a warship." Noah's eyes did not change. "That is why we can win," he said. "It thinks we are weak." Raka looked at him, confused. "Weak?" Noah nodded. "We look soft," he said. "But humans do not fight like everyone else. We fight with plans." Harlan stared at him like he was crazy. Then the station shook slightly, just a small tremble, like a giant hand touched it. A guard's radio crackled. "Captain, reactor corridor breach. Door cut marks. We found another body, no blood." Harlan's mouth tightened. He looked down the hallway, then back at Noah. "Talk," Harlan said. "Fast." Noah pointed at the medbay panel. "This lock is station-wide, but emergency override exists. It needs 2 key cards." Harlan nodded once. "Mine and the chief medic's." "The chief medic is locked inside," Noah said. Harlan's eyes narrowed. "So we can't." Noah pointed at a maintenance hatch in the wall. "We can," he said. "Medbay has a back airline. If we enter the ceiling crawl space, we can reach the inside panel and open the door." A guard shook his head. "That crawl space is narrow." Noah glanced at Raka. "Raka can fit," he said. Raka blinked in surprise. "Me?" Noah nodded. "Yes," he said, "but we must make noise somewhere else first." Harlan stared. "Noise." Noah's voice stayed calm. "The hunter moves toward targets," he said. "It wants the needle. It also wants control. It will go where panic goes." Raka's lips tightened. "It follows fear." "Yes," Noah said. "So we feed it fear in the wrong place." Harlan frowned. "What are you saying?" Noah looked at the hallway cameras. "We create a fake," he said. "A fake or capture. A fake trade point. We let the hunter believe we are bringing her out." A guard whispered, "That's insane." Noah's eyes stayed steady. "It is simple," he said. "We use the station speakers. We use a med cart. We cover it. We roll it slow. 2 guards push it. They look scared on purpose. The hunter will come." Harlan's face tightened. "And the hunter kills them." "No," Noah said. "Not if we prepare." Harlan crossed his arms. "Prepare with what? We don't have stun nets. We don't have heavy guns." Noah pointed down the corridor to the maintenance sector. "We have doors," he said. "We have pressure locks. We have cold air vents. We have fire foam. We have power lines. We have gravity controls in short bursts of cargo." Harlan blinked. His anger shifted into thought. He finally saw it. "You want to trap it," Harlan said slowly. Noah nodded. "Yes," he said. "We can't outmuscle it, but we can box it." Raka watched both men. In her world, strength was loud. This human strength was quiet, and that scared her more than guns. The station speaker crackled again. 41 minutes. Harlan inhaled once. Then he made his choice. "Do it," he ordered. The guards moved like a machine waking up. 2 teams split off right away. One team rushed to cargo control to prepare a pressure trap. Another team ran to the fire foam station. A third team brought heavy power cables and insulated hooks. Noah knelt by Raka. "Can you crawl?" he asked. Raka swallowed. "Yes," she said, though her voice was weak. Noah touched the wall hatch and opened it. "Up there," he said. "You go through. Find the inside panel. Open med bay from inside." Raka stared at the dock opening. "If Hunter comes, you die," she whispered. Noah gave a small shake of his head. "If you stay here, we all die," he replied. Raka clenched her jaw and nodded. She pulled herself up, grimacing, and slipped into the hatch. Her large body moved with careful control. Even hurt, she was strong. The tunnel swallowed her, and then she was gone. Harlan turned to Noah. "If she runs, I will put you in a cell," he said. Noah did not argue. Fair, he said. But she won't. Harlan signaled to two guards. Bring the med cart. A wheeled cart arrived from the storage area. It was meant for injured crew. Harlan grabbed a thick blanket and covered the cart like a body was under it. Noah leaned close to the two guards pushing it. Look scared, he said. Talk loud. Make it real. One guard swallowed. If it comes. It will, Noah said. Harlan pointed to a corridor that led to Cargo Bay 9. We move the cart there, he ordered. Doors will lock behind it. When the hunter enters a bay, we drop pressure. Noah glanced at the floor vents. And cold, he said. Harlan nodded. And cold. The two guards pushed the covered cart forward. Harlan turned on the station speakers, his voice filling the holes. Attention all units. We have the Orc. Repeat, we have the Orc. Preparing transfer at Cargo Bay 9. Stand by. Noah felt the lies spread through the station like a scent. The hunter would smell it. They moved fast but controlled, rolling the cart down the corridor. Noah walked beside it. Harlan and three guards followed behind, rifles ready. They reached the cargo bay doors. Huge metal gates waited like teeth. Inside was a wide empty space with crates stacked high and a pressure lock system for loading goods to ships. A place that could become a trap. The cart rolled in. The doors shut behind them with a heavy boom. Noah's ears popped slightly as the pressure system adjusted. Harlan spoke into his radio. Control, seal external. Keep internal stable until my mark. A voice replied, Copy, trap ready. Noah looked around. Thick cables were hidden behind crates. Fire foam nozzles pointed from the ceiling. Vents were set to blast cold air. Everything was ready. Now they only needed the hunter to step inside. For a long moment, nothing happened. Then the cargo bay lights flickered. A soft click echoed at the main door panel. A shadow moved near the entrance. The hunter did not open the door the normal way. It simply cut the locking seam with a tool that made no sparks, only a quiet hiss. The door slid open a few inches. A dark helmet appeared. It paused, scanning. Noah's heart beat hard, but he stood still, hidden behind a crate. Harlan and the guards were in position, silent, holding insulated hooks and cable ends like fishermen waiting for a strike. The hunter stepped in. One slow step, then another. It moved toward the covered cart, calm and sure. It reached out, fingers almost touching the blanket. Harlan raised his hand, ready to give the mark. But before he could, the station speaker crackled again, not with a cold voice this time, but with a station AI. Medbay lockdown override initiated. Noah's eyes widened. Raka had reached the panel. The medbay door was opening, right now, somewhere behind them. The hunter froze. Its head snapped toward the speaker. For the first time, it looked surprised. Noah realized the danger at once. The hunter did not want the fake card anymore. It wanted the real needle. And it now knew where to go. The hunter turned sharply, faster than any human should move, and rushed back toward the door. Harlan shouted, Now! The cargo bay doors slammed shut. The pressure system dropped. Cold air blasted from the vents like a storm. Cables whipped forward as guards threw them, trying to wrap the hunter's legs. For 1 second, just one, the hunter stumbled. Noah saw it clearly in the flashing light. Not a monster, not a ghost, but a trained killer in perfect armor. Then it did something that made Noah's blood run colder than the air. It cut the cable midair with a thin blade that moved too fast to see. And it smiled. Yes, smiled, under a helmet that should not show emotion. The cold voice filled the cargo bay speakers again. Good, it said. Now you fight. And at that exact moment, the station lights went out. The cargo bay went black. Not dim, not low light. Total darkness. For a second, the only sound was a deep hum of the station. Then even that changed, like the power was being pulled away. The reactor still ran, but systems around it started to fail in pieces. Noah held his breath. He could not see his own hands. A guard cursed softly. Another one whispered, Night mode, turn on night mode. Captain Harlan's voice cut through, sharp and loud. Stay still. Do not fire unless you see it. In the darkness, that order felt impossible. Shooting blind was panic. Panic was what the hunter wanted. Then the emergency lights came on, small blue strips along the floor, weak and cold. They did not light the cargo bay. They only drew thin lines so people would not fall. Noah could see shapes now, crates like mountains, the covered med cot near the center. God spread out in a ring, trying to breathe quietly, and the hunter was gone. A whisper of movement passed near the door seam, like air cutting through cloth. Noah turned his head, listening hard. "Where is it?" a guard asked, voice shaking. Noah did not answer. He knew a truth now. The hunter had never been trapped. It only played along long enough to learn. A soft sound came from the ceiling. A vent cover moved, slow, like someone lifting it from above. Noah's stomach dropped. The hunter was not running out through the main door. It was leaving through the station itself. Harlan raised his hand. "Eyes up," he whispered. A guard lifted his rifle toward the vent. Too late. Something fell from the ceiling. Not heavy, not loud. It landed behind the guard like a shadow landing on a shadow. A quick tap. The guard stiffened and dropped without a scream. No blood. No fight. Just silence. A second guard shouted and fired. The muzzle flashlit the bay for one bright moment, white and harsh. In that flash, Noah saw the hunter's armor close to the floor, moving low and fast. He saw the smooth helmet. He saw a thin blade in its hand. Then darkness again. Harlan grabbed the shooter's shoulder and shoved his rifle down. "Stop firing. You will hit your own." The guards backed toward each other, tight with fear. Their breathing got louder. The hunter spoke again through the speakers, calm and pleased. 36 minutes, it said. Choose. Noah's jaw clenched. "It wants us divided," he whispered. Harlan heard him. In the thin blue light, the captain's face looked older. "We can't fight what we can't see," he said. Noah stared at the covered med cart. "We don't have to win here," he replied. "We have to win time." Harlan's eyes narrowed. "Time for what?" "For medbay," Noah said. Raka opened it. "She's inside. She needs surgery. If we remove the needle, we remove the beacon. Then the hunter loses its main prize." Harlan's mouth tightened. "And if we fail?" Noah's answer was simple. "Then Earth gets marked." The captain's eyes flicked, just for a moment, showing fear he did not want to show his men. A radio crackled weakly at Harlan's shoulder. Static. Then a voice. "Captain. Medbay open. Orc inside with Chief Medic. She is bleeding. We need help." The message cut out. Power dips. The hunter was cutting systems, little by little, like a person turning off lights in a house before a kill. Harlan looked at his remaining guards. "We fall back," he ordered. "Now. Cargo bay is lost." A guard protested. "We leave the bodies." "We come back," Harlan snapped. "Move." They moved together, slowly, toward the side door. Noah stayed near the back. His eyes stayed on the ceiling and the shadows between crates. The hunter did not chase them hard. It did not need to. It was already ahead. As they reached the side door, the cold voice spoke again, closer now, like it was speaking from the wall itself. "Good," it said. "Run to your healer. Bring me the orc." Noah felt a chill. It knew their plan. Harlan slammed his palm on the door panel. The side door opened with a hiss. They poured into the corridor. The hallway was half-lit. Emergency lights flickered. Some doors were open, some sealed. The station looked like a sick animal, breathing in broken beats. Noah heard distant screams. Short, cut off too fast. Harlan's radio buzzed with reports. Squad 2 down. Reactor door cut. Something is inside ventilation. Captain, we can't track it. Camera's offline. Harlan's face went hard. "All units," he said into the radio. "Protect medbay at all cost. Nobody moves alone. Repeat, nobody moves alone." Noah ran with him, but his mind was racing faster. The hunter did not want a clean win. It wanted fear. It wanted humans to show what they were, when pushed. It wanted them to trade a life for comfort. Noah hated that. They reached medbay corridor. 2 guards were already there, crouched behind a medical cot, rifle shaking. The medbay doors were open now, bright white light spilling out like a safe world. Inside, Noah heard voices. The chief medic. Raka. Someone crying. Harlan motioned for silence. Hold positions, he whispered. Noah stepped closer to the doorway and peeked in. Medbay was clean and bright, a hard contrast to the dark station outside. The chief medic, Dr. Lian, stood over a surgical bed. Raka lay on it, her chest wrapped, her skin pale. A small monitor beat fast. Dr. Lian's hands were steady, but her face showed stress. Her ribs are cracked, she said. She has internal bleeding. And that device in her neck, if it pings again, we are done. Raka's eyes were open. She looked at Noah when she saw him. Her lips moved. Sorry, she whispered. Noah stepped inside, keeping his voice calm. Don't speak, he said. Save your A. Dr. Lian looked at Noah like he was insane and brave at the same time. If you brought that thing here. I did not bring it, Noah said. It was already here. Harlan entered behind Noah, rifle ready. Doctor, he said, can you remove the device? Dr. Lian pointed at a tray. I can, she said, but it is deep. If I cut wrong, she dies. If I cut slow, it sends a burst. Harlan's eyes narrowed, so we have no good choice. No, Dr. Lian said, only a best bad choice. Raka swallowed and forced her voice out. Do it, she whispered. Take it, even if I die. Noah's stomach twisted. He looked at her face. She was not begging. She was offering herself like a shield for a world she did not know. Noah leaned closer. You won't die, he said, even though he could not be sure. Raka's eyes held his. Humans lie, she asked softly. Noah's voice was quiet. Humans hope, he replied. A sudden bang hit the hallway outside, metal cut, fast and clean. Harlan spun toward the door. It's here, he said. The lights flickered again. The beeping monitor stuttered, then returned. The cold voice spoke, not on the speakers now, but from a small wall intercom inside medbay, like it had hacked the room. 28 minutes, it said. Trade her. Live. Dr. Lian's hands did not shake, but her eyes flashed anger. It's inside our system. Harlan's face turned pale. For the first time, he looked like he might break. Noah stepped between Raka's bed and the door. Doctor, he said, start now. I will give you time. Harlan stared. How? Noah looked around medbay. This room has oxygen lines, he said. Foam seals. Emergency shutters. If it enters, we flood the corridor with medical foam, then seal the shutters. That slows it. Harlan swallowed. It will still get in. Noah nodded. Then we don't stop it with wolves, he said. We stop it with humans. A guard at the door whispered, We are not soldiers. Noah looked at him. You don't need to be, he said. You just need to stand. Dr. Lian began the procedure. She shaved a small patch of skin near Raka's neck. She cleaned it fast. She picked up a thin scalpel. Her voice was cold and focused. Hold her still. Noah placed both hands gently on Raka's shoulders. She was heavy, but weak now. Her eyes stared upward. Breathe, Noah told her. Slow. Outside, the cutting sound came closer. A guard shouted from the corridor. Captain, door seam is melting. Harlan raised his rifle and aimed at the doorway, even though he knew bullets would do little. The cold voice spoke again, almost amused. You are choosing war, it said. The medbay door lights flashed. Then the door panel went dead. A thin line of darkness appeared at the edge of the door, like a blade sliding into the crack. Noah felt Raka tense under his hands. Dr. Lian's scalpel touched skin. And in the same second, the device in Raka's neck gave a faint pulse, like a heartbeat of its own. Dr. Lian's eyes widened. It's waking, she whispered. Noah leaned close to Raka's ear. Stay with me, he said. Raka's lips moved. If it screams, shoot me, she whispered. Noah's face hardened. No, he said. The door crack widened. A shadow blocked the hallway light. The hunter was about to step inside. Dr. Lian slid her tool deeper, searching for the metal. The device pulsed again, brighter. And Noah realized the truth. Even if they removed it, it might send one last message. One last scream. One last mark. The station held its breath. Then the monitor beat fast. Dr. Leanne's fingers closed around cold metal. "I have it," she whispered. At the doorway, the shadow moved, and the unexpected war reached a point where only one thing mattered. Who would blink first? The shadow at the medbay door did not step in right away. It waited. That was the worst kind of threat, one that did not rush because it did not fear the clock. Noah stood between the surgical bed and the doorway. His hands were open, but his body was ready. Behind him, Dr. Leanne held the metal device with forceps. It was small, thin, and wet with blood. It looked simple, like a pin, but Noah could feel how much death was inside that tiny thing. Raka's face was pale. Her eyes stayed on Noah, steady even through pain. Dr. Leanne whispered, "I'm going to pull." Noah nodded once. "Do it." The hunter's cold voice came from the wall intercom, smooth like ice. 22 minutes, it said. "Give her to me." Harlan stood at the side, rifle aimed, jaw tight. He looked like a man holding his breath underwater. Dr. Leanne pulled. The device slid out with a small wet sound. Raka jerked once, then went still. Blood ran in a thin line down her neck. For half a second, the room felt quiet, like the station itself waited to see what would happen next. Then the device in Dr. Leanne's forceps lit up. A tiny blue dot blinked, and the station speakers screamed. Not a voice. A harsh digital burst that cut through the air like broken glass. Lights stuttered. The monitor beeped wildly. The medical lights flickered. Dr. Leanne's eyes widened. It sent a final signal. Noah's stomach dropped. "To who?" Raka's lips moved. Barely sound. "Fleet," she whispered. "And map?" The hunter laughed softly through the intercom, like it had been waiting for this moment. "Thank you," it said. Harlan shouted, "Destroy it." Dr. Leanne slammed the device into a metal tray and struck it with a heavy tool. Sparks jumped. The blue light died, but the scream had already gone out. Noah stepped closer to the door. "Doctor, how long to stabilize her?" Dr. Leanne moved fast, hands steady again. 10 minutes if nothing stops me, she said. "If she bleeds again, we'll lose her." Harlan's voice was tight. "We don't have 10 minutes. Noah stared at the medbay door seam. The hunter was still outside. It had not entered. It did not need to rush now. That meant it wanted something else. Noah understood. "It's going to open the station," Noah said quietly. "It will guide the fleet. It will turn this place into a landing light." Harlan's eyes narrowed. "We can't fight a fleet." "No," Noah said, "but we can lie to it." Harlan blinked. "Lie." Noah looked at the walls, at the cables, at the broken systems. "This station is old," he said, "but it still has one thing, a long-range beacon and a traffic transponder." Harlan stared. "If we broadcast, we show our location." Noah shook his head. "Not our location," he said. "A different location." Dr. Leanne cut in, voice sharp. "Reyes, I need quiet in space." Noah nodded. "Understood." He looked at Harlan. "Captain, give me 2 guards and access to comms." Harlan hesitated. Then the cold voice spoke again, closer, like it was leaning into their ears. 18 minutes, it said. "You cannot hide." Harlan made his decision. 2 guards with Reyes. He ordered, "The rest with me. We hold this door." A guard whispered, "Hold it against what?" Harlan's answer was simple. "Against fear." Noah ran. 2 guards followed, one carrying an emergency power pack, the other holding a foam grenade. They moved through the corridor like men walking inside a nightmare. The lights were weak. Some whole panels were dead. Smoke drifted from a ceiling vent where wires burned. The station felt wounded. Noah reached the comms room door and slapped the panel. It opened halfway, then stuck. The guard with the power pack pushed hard. The door groaned and opened. Inside, the comms room was dim. Screens flickered. The main antenna control was still online, running on backup. A small display showed external space, empty, black, calm. But the warning signs were everywhere. Unauthorized signal detected. The hunter was already using their systems. Noah moved to the main console. Patch power, he ordered. The guard snapped the emergency pack into a wall port. The screens brightened slightly. Noah scanned the controls fast. He did not need perfect. He needed enough. He found the traffic transponder settings and the distress beacon override. He found the ship ID spoof menu, used for training drills and signal tests. His hands moved quickly, but his voice stayed calm. "We will send a false beacon," he said. "We will make the fleet go somewhere else." The guard frowned. "Will they believe it?" Noah answered in simple words. "They already believe they won," he said. "That makes them careless." The second guard raised a foam grenade slightly. "And the hunter?" Noah's eyes stayed on the screen. "We can't hide from it forever," he said. "So we don't hide." He typed one final command. On the display, the station's beacon changed. Instead of a normal station ID, it now broadcast a new signal. ORC target confirmed. Transfer point active. But Noah added one more thing. Coordinates. Not medbay. Not the station. A dead cargo rock field about 20,000 kilometers away, full of metal junk, old mines, and drifting debris. A place where ships could crash if they moved fast. A place humans used for training, because it was dangerous. The guard stared. "You're calling the fleet to a trap." Noah nodded. "Yes," he said, "and we will send the hunter there too." He opened the station's internal speaker channel. He could not broadcast everywhere because systems were cut, but some lines still worked. He spoke into the MIC, keeping his tone firm and clear. "This is Captain Harlan," Noah said, using the captain's voice pattern code he had access to as a systems tech. It was risky, but it might work. He repeated the lie the hunter wanted to hear. "We have the Orc," Noah said. "Transfer will occur at Dock Gate 7. Repeat, Dock Gate 7. The guard whispered, "Dock Gate 7 is sealed." "That's the point," Noah replied. He cut the MIC. Then he turned to the two guards. "Now we make it real," he said. They left comms and ran toward Dock Gate 7. Dock Gate 7 was a long corridor that led to an external loading tube. It was sealed by 3 doors and a pressure lock. It had its own gravity control for cargo movement. Short bursts only, but enough to throw a person off balance. When they arrived, Noah saw fresh cut marks on the door seam. The hunter had already been here. Noah's throat went dry. It was faster than he thought. The foam grenade guard whispered, "It's ahead of us." Noah nodded. "Yes," he said, "so we stop it from behind." He motioned to a ceiling access panel. "Up," he whispered. They climbed into the crawl space. It was narrow, but humans fit. The metal grated under their knees. Through a thin vent slit, Noah could see the corridor below. The hunter stood at Dock Gate 7's main control panel. It was not cutting the door. It was listening. It tilted its head like a person hearing music. Then the intercom nearby crackled with a fake message Noah sent. "Transfer at Dock Gate 7. The hunter's body went still. Noah felt a hard satisfaction in his chest. It worked. Even a monster believed its own plan. The hunter tapped the panel and began opening the first seal. Noah signaled the guard with a foam grenade. The guard pulled the pin with shaking fingers. Noah mouthed, "Wait!" The hunter opened the first door. It stepped inside the locked corridor. Noah counted silently. 1, 2, 3. "Now," he mouthed. The guard dropped the foam grenade through the vent slit. It fell and bounced once near the hunter's feet. The hunter looked down. Too late. The grenade burst into thick white foam, expanding fast like a living wall. It covered the hunter's legs and slammed against the door seams. The hunter moved instantly, cutting foam like it was cloth. But foam kept growing, filling the corridor, blocking sensors. Noah triggered the corridor gravity pulse. For half a second, gravity shifted hard to the left. The hunter's body slammed into the wall. Not injured, but slowed. That was all Noah needed. He hit the emergency lock. Both doors sealed shut. The hunter was trapped inside the foam-filled corridor, a white tomb with steel walls. The cold voice came through the intercom, but it was no longer calm. It was sharp now. "You are delaying," it said. Noah leaned close to the vent. "Yes," he whispered back. "We are." The hunter struck the door from inside. The whole corridor shook, but steel held. For now, Noah turned and ran. They had minutes, not hours. Back at Medbay, Harlan's team had to hold. Dr. Leanne had to save Raka. And Noah had to finish the lie before the fleet arrived. As Noah sprinted through the flickering holes, a new warning appeared on wall screens. Incoming vessels detected. ETA, 12 minutes. Noah's mouth went dry. 12 minutes. The hunter's trap would not hold that long. So humans did what humans always did when time ran out. They stopped playing defense, and they prepared to strike first. The station trembled again, harder this time. Not from an explosion, but from fear moving through metal. The warning on the wall screen stayed bright and cruel. Incoming vessels detected. ETA, 12 minutes. Noah ran until his lungs burned. The red emergency lights made the hole look like a long wound. Behind him, Dock Gate 7 shook as the hunter slammed and cut and fought inside the foam corridor. The trap was buying time, but time was leaking away. When Noah reached Medbay, he saw Captain Harlan's guards in a tight line outside the door. Their faces were pale. Their hands were sweating on rifles that suddenly felt too small. Harlan stood at the front, eyes locked on the hallway like he could stare the hunter into stopping. Noah pushed past. "Doctor?" he called. Inside, Medbay lights were steady. Dr. Leanne worked fast, focused, calm in a way that only real professionals could be. Her hands moved like machines with a human heart. Raka lay on the bed, chest wrapped, oxygen line near her mouth. Her eyes were open, but heavy. Dr. Leanne glanced at Noah. "She's stable," she said. "Not safe yet, but stable. The device is out. The bleeding is slowing." Noah exhaled for the first time in what felt like hours. Raka's eyes shifted toward him. Her lips moved. "Needle," she whispered. "Gone." Noah said, "You did it." Raka blinked slowly, like she could not believe it. Outside, a loud metallic scream echoed through the corridor. The foam corridor was failing. Harlan stepped into Medbay. "Reyes," he said, "voice tight. Your trap is breaking." Noah nodded. "I know," he replied, "but the lie is already moving." Harlan frowned. "What lie?" Noah pointed at the comm screen in Medbay, now showing external space. A small beacon icon blinked far from the station, exactly where Noah had sent the false signal. It pulsed bright, shouting into space, "Transfer point active. They will go there first," Noah said, "because they think they already won." Harlan's jaw clenched. "And if they don't?" Noah's answer was simple. "Then we fight here." Harlan looked at Raka on the bed, then at Noah. "You realize what you did?" he asked, low. "You chose a war." Noah held his gaze. "No," he said. "They chose it. We just refused to kneel." The station speaker crackled. This time the cold voice was not calm. It was sharp, angry, and close. "Human," it said. "You cannot protect her." Harlan raised his rifle toward the hallway, as if the voice had a body. Noah stepped closer to the wall intercom, eyes hard. "Watch us," he said. For a second, there was silence. Then the hunter appeared. Not in the hallway. In the ceiling. A vent cover fell like a dead plate. The hunter dropped into the corridor outside Medbay with perfect control, landing without a sound. The guard shouted and fired. Muzzle flashes turned the hole into a strobe. Bullets sparked off dark armor. The hunter moved through the light like it knew where the flashes would be before they happened. One guard went down with a tap to the neck, silent, clean. Another guard swung a heavy tool like a club. The hunter ducked and cut his belt line, dropping him hard. Harlan roared, "Hold the line!" But the line was breaking. Noah saw it and knew bullets were not enough. Fear was winning. The hunter was too trained, too fast, too sure. Then Noah noticed something small. The hunter did not step into Medbay. It stayed just outside the door. It was careful. It did not want to enter the clean light. It did not want to be seen clearly. It did not want to lose its advantage. It was not fearless. It was strategic, and strategy could be beaten. Noah grabbed the Medbay emergency panel. "Doctor," he shouted, "seal the room now." Dr. Leanne's eyes widened. "If I seal, we lose a corridor." "No," Noah said, "We turned the corridor into our weapon." Dr. Leanne hesitated only 1 second. Then she hit the button. A heavy shutter slammed down over Medbay's main door, sealing it like a bunker. Outside, the guards were now in a narrow strip of hallway with a hunter. The hunter's helmet tilted slightly, as if annoyed. It wanted the orc. Now the orc was behind steel. Noah ran to the internal vents control on the medbay panel. "Oxygen line to corridor," he said. "Now." Dr. Leanne stared at him. "That will flood the hall." "Yes," Noah said, "and then we foam." Dr. Leanne understood. She triggered the corridor oxygen burst. Air pressure hit the hallway like a gust. It was not an explosion, but it pushed and confused. It made movement messy. It made balance harder. The hunter stepped back half a step, just half. That was enough. Noah hit the second switch. Medical foam sprayed through sealing nozzles into the corridor outside medbay. It expanded fast, thick and bright, sticking to armor and floor. The hunter moved instantly, cutting foam, but foam was not the goal. Time was. Harlan, still outside, saw the plan and shouted, "Hooks? Cables." The remaining guards threw insulated hooks attached to heavy cables. One cable snagged the hunter's leg. Another wrapped an arm. The hunter cut one cable, then another. But the foam kept growing, and the air pressure kept shifting, and the narrow hallway gave it less space to dance. For the first time, the hunter's movement looked not perfect, only very good. Harlan charged forward, not to kill, but to push. He slammed his shoulder into the hunter's side. The hunter stumbled into the foam wall. Noah hit the gravity pulse control for that corridor section. Short burst, hard tilt. Gravity snapped sideways for half a second. The hunter slammed into the wall again, armor scraping metal. The cables tightened. Harlan shouted, "Now, seal both ends." 2 blast doors at each end of the corridor dropped. The hunter was boxed in. Not dead, not helpless, but contained. The cold voice came again, now through a cracked speaker in the sealed corridor. "You are clever," it said, anger hiding behind calm. "But clever ends." Noah leaned close to the medbay shutter and spoke through the small intercom port, voice flat and human. "Clever begins," he replied. Then the station shook in a different way. A deep vibration rolled through the hull, like thunder with no sound. External ships had arrived. Noah ran to the medbay screen. Outside, 3 dark vessels slid into view, sleek shapes with no lights, like black knives in space. They were close. Too close. Harlan's voice came through the medbay intercom, breathing hard. "Reyes," he said, "they're here." Noah stared at the screen, mind racing. If the fleet docked, the station was done. If they fired, the station was done. But Noah still had one move. He looked at the blinking false beacon icon, still pulsing from the debris field. He opened the comms channel and sent one final message. A short burst. Simple words. The kind of signal an arrogant enemy would trust. Target transfer in progress. Docking now. Then he added stolen code from the hunter's earlier hacks, just enough to make the signal look like it came from the hunter itself. A lie wearing the enemy's face. On the external screen, one of the dark vessels changed course. Then a second. Then all 3 shifted, turning toward the debris field. Harlan's voice came again, shocked. "They're moving away." Noah exhaled. "Good," he whispered. "Go to the trap." A minute passed. Then 2. Outside, the 3 ships accelerated toward the junk field. Fast, greedy, sure. Noah watched as they entered the debris zone. A cloud of broken metal and old mine parts spun in silence. Hidden hazards everywhere. The ships were built for clean space, not for chaos. The first ship clipped a drifting plate. It adjusted too late. It hit a second chunk. A chain reaction started. The second ship tried to brake, but its engines pushed it deeper. The third ship swung wide, right into a dead mine net left from old wars. Blue light flashed. Not huge, not cinematic, just fast and deadly. One ship spun out of control. Another went dark. The third vanished behind debris, its signal breaking into static. Noah's hands trembled, not from joy, from the weight of what he just did. Humans had struck first without firing a single bullet into open space. They used lies, physics, and the enemy's pride. HFY was not always loud. Sometimes it was quiet and cold and exact. In the corridor trap, the hunter stopped hitting the doors. For the first time, it sounded uncertain. The voice came through, lower now. What did you do? Noah answered without anger. We survived, he said. The hunter was silent. Then it spoke again, softer, like it was learning a new truth. Humans protect outsiders. Noah glanced back at Raka on the bed. She was awake, watching him. Her eyes looked different now. Less hunted, more alive. Noah returned his gaze to the intercom. Yes, he said. We do. Harlan entered medbay with 2 guards, bruised and breathing hard. His face was scraped. His eyes were tired. He looked at Raka. For a long moment, nobody spoke. Then Harlan did something Noah did not expect. He lowered his rifle, not to the floor in peace, just away from her. I was going to trade you, Harlan said, voice rough. I was wrong. Raka stared at him, unsure. She did not trust quick words. Noah stepped closer to Raka's bed. He opened a fresh food pack from the medbay emergency shelf, simple bread, water gel, and warm soup paste. He set it on the tray beside her. Raka's eyes widened. Noah kept his voice gentle and simple. Eat, he said, slow. Raka's hand reached out, shaking, just like before. She looked at the food, then at Noah. Why? She whispered again. Noah answered the same way as the first time, but with deeper meaning now. Because you asked, he said, and because you are here. Raka swallowed hard. A tear ran down the side of her face, disappearing into her hair. She opened the pack and took a small bite. Harlan watched, silent. Outside, in the trap corridor, the hunter's voice came one last time, cold but quiet. This is not over. Noah did not argue. He looked at the station screens, damaged, flickering, but still alive. He looked at the humans standing together, tired but unbroken. He looked at the orc girl eating slowly in a room full of light. He understood what the unexpected war had really been. Not a fight for metal walls. A fight for what humans would become under pressure. Noah sat beside Raka, not too close, just close enough that she did not feel alone. He placed another plate on the tray. His voice was soft, but firm, like a promise. Eat with us, he said. You are safe here.